What's going on, guys? We are Tottenham TV here, and we are back with Lewis from Blues Fans TV. You all know Lewis. Big game against Chelsea, Sunday, 4:30 p.m. He's done a preview with Slav, which you'll see on we'll link in the description below. It's on another video, but we're going to do a combined 11 today. It's going to be hotly contested. I'm looking forward to this. Lewis, welcome back to the channel. It's been a long time, man.
It has been a long time, and I think this is the first time we're both going into one of these previews and we're both confident. Because this season's been great for both of us.
Yeah, so it's a weird feeling, Tottenham being battling at the top of the table this early on with Jose in our dugout, Lampard in your dugout. Must be a surreal feeling for you as well.
It is, but I kind of sort of saw this coming. I mean, we all know about second season Jose. Chelsea fans definitely in particular. And I said the same thing to Slav yesterday. He's going to bleed every little bit that he can out of your team this season. I'm going to throw the little disclaimer. After second season Jose, third season Jose pops up. You're going to have to deal with that as well. But enjoy the good times while it lasts. I said plenty of times, if Jose can't win you man a trophy, I don't know who can.
I completely agree with that. But yeah, second season Mourinho's kind of gone into like this mythical status at the moment. He always seems to give a big push in the second season. But yeah, third season. Although it's third season with you guys in his first spell, he won the FA Cup, so it wasn't all bad. But
Not even that bad, yeah.
But all right, what formation we go for? 4-3-3, I'm guessing, because you guys like to play 4-3-3 in general. Although perfect. Although you've kind of what do you call? You've flirted with 3 at the back some games, but I think usually you go 4-3-3. All right, let's get into this. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Let's do this.
All right, so in goal, I think it got Mendy for you guys, Lloris for us. I think there's only one winner at the moment.
Damn right, Edouard Mendy.
Come on. You got to say Lloris is a better keeper.
This season.
We have the best defence in the league.
Yeah, but I still rate our defence as well. I know we're not going to agree on a lot of positions in this video. Throw that out right now. But
yeah, but look, Lloris is. I think he's proven over a long period of time he's a world-class keeper. I think ever since he actually came, he had a very serious injury last season. Since he's come back from that injury, I think he's in contention for being the best keeper in the league on form. I think he's been that good. And I think our defence is solid, has been very, very solid. And he's been a big part of that, making very crucial saves. And he's cut out those mistakes that were kind of plaguing him for a couple of years ago. So I really believe at the moment, there's even an argument right now for me personally that Lloris has been the best keeper in the league.
Here's the thing for us with Edouard Mendy, though. Without him, we wouldn't be nowhere near where you guys are right now. It's been night and day with Edouard Mendy in goal compared to Kepa, and it's been night and day with the defence with Kepa in goal compared to Edouard Mendy as well. So I'd go for Edouard Mendy based on the influence that he's had on the entire squad.
Let's be honest. You could put Massimo Taibbi in goal for you guys compared to Kepa, and he'll probably look like a world beater. Let's be honest.
Well, we had Willy Caballero in there as well, and to be honest, there wasn't really that much of a change-up with him in there compared to Kepa, so I get what you're saying to an extent, because I'll be real, Kepa at some point. So
Kepa. You can't have Mendy over Lloris. I'm sorry, I just can't have that.
No, only because you are onto something with the fact that anyone could have walked in and we would have looked better, so fine, cool.
All right, cool. All right, we'll go with right back. I'm guessing you're going Reece James.
It has to be Reece James.
And we have probably Serge Aurier for the time, who has started very well. But I must say, Reece James has impressed me. He has impressed me, Reece James.
Yeah, his form's increased tenfold this season. I thought he was going to push himself over Azpilicueta for a right back a bit later on in the season. I didn't think he was going to do it this early. But he's been unbelievable this season. The link up on the right-hand side with Hakim Ziyech. I want to say that as well. You lot be very worried about that right-hand side because there's going to be utter chaos through there. But Reece James has been ridiculous. I think he's had the most crosses from right back, the most chances from right back. His stats going forward are ridiculous. And the thing is, he's actually versatile and he's actually just as good coming back as well. So, yeah, I have to go for Reece James.
He's pushing Trent as well. He really is pushing Trent for our England spot. And his delivery, I've been so impressed with his output as well. And I remember on the opening day, he scored a great goal against Brighton as well. I've been very impressed with Reece James, how he's come on this season. So as much as I think Aurier has improved this season, and he has, I can't see past Reece James that right back slot.
Nice, cool. So we got
All
one.
right.
I'm happy with
You
that.
got one. All right. Left back, Sergio This is going to be a difficult one because it's Reguilon up against Ben Chilwell, who I know has been very good for Chelsea this season.
I genuinely think with the high standards of what we've done this season, I still think Ben Chilwell has been one of our highest performing players this season. Left back as well, it is another position where we could have just put anybody in there and we would have done better. Like I spent the whole summer and I weren't really asked about whether left back we got because they'd be better than Alonso, they'd be better than Emerson. Reguilon's class too. Not going to speak anything ill about him. He did get sent flying back to Sevilla in the last game, but then the game
Then got an
magically
assist.
finished
And
at
then
that
got an
point,
assist.
so-
Then got an assist.
Oh, I heard the whistle went, but we knew. But yeah, Reguilon's been balling all season. And I want him at Chelsea as well, so it can really go either way on this one.
Yeah, it's, look, I know Chilwell's been really good. I do question because he's been so good going forward. Chilwell, is he as good going back the other way as he is going forward? Look, he was really good for Leicester, but look, you signed him for 50 million. It was a big output, really big output. I know he's paying off at the moment, but I don't know. In terms of, I know we're talking about who's a better player. In terms of, I think value for money, I do think we got a better deal. But in terms of
again?
27 million.
Nah, fair play.
Yeah, so I do think we got a better deal. I actually think Reguilon, I do think he's better, personally. I know you're going to think Chilwell's better, but I think Reguilon has more pace about him. I think he can kind of dominate that left-hand side more than Chilwell, but Chilwell does make a good effect going forward. That's the thing, and he's contributing a lot. He seems to be getting a goal every other game at the moment, Chilwell, from that left-hand side.
All that Alonso had to his game was those late runs into the box and being able to find space and finish. Chilwell has that, but that's like a basic standard for him. Like going forward, he offers us a lot more. I will say a little thing is that we probably attack a lot more for our right-hand side. Chilwell's more. That's probably why Chilwell has more of the space on the left-hand side as a result. So he's not really as involved in our attacking play as the right-hand side is. But his link-ups with Timo Werner and Mason Mount have still been amazing this entire season.
It is a tough one. It is a tough one. Look, I think Reguilon. I know I think Reguilon. And you're still going to go chill. All right. Well, seeing as it's our channel, I'm going to put Reguilon in. But in the comments below, you're able to see. You tell me in the comments who you prefer, Reguilon or Chilwell, because I think that's probably one of the most hotly contested ones in the team. But let's go to centre backs. We'll go for the right hand side centre back. I think I'm guessing you go Thiago Silva, and we'll go Eric Dyer. And I know,
Thiago Silva, he has been excellent since he joined us, and I knew age wasn't going to be.
You mean since his debut?
One mistake. I'll be real. Had a good game bar that one mistake, but we all know the agenda. Like if you make a mistake that big, that's all anyone's going to remember. But Thiago Silva's been excellent since joining us. He's like another deep line playmaker for us as well. The delivery that he can have from the back, his passing is ridiculous. The pace issue isn't even that much of an issue because we have Kurt Zuma next to us, and I earmarked from the middle of the summer that was going to be the ideal partnership at centre back because they both complement each other's styles of play so excellently. But his reading of the game is phenomenal. He is always in the right place at the right time, and he makes the game look so easy. I'll be real. He's been the best centre back in the league since Van Dijk's injury.
Wow. That's a big shout. It is a big shout. I have been impressed with him. I know he's 36, and I know he made that mistake on his debut and made people think, oh, is he getting on a bit? And, will he be able to handle the Premier League? But I must say, ever since, I think there was that game at Old Trafford where he really turned up, and I was like, okay, this guy's serious now. And he has been one of the best centre-backs in the league. I think Eric Dyer has come on leaps and bounds this season, especially under Mourinho. And I think he's getting close to being maybe our best centre-back. But it's hard to put him over Thiago Silva, who, Champions League finalist last season. And I think he's had a really good start to his Chelsea career. So I'm willing to put Silva in there. But with Toby up against... with Toby Alderweireld up against Zuma, I think there's only one winner in my opinion. And I know Zuma's had a good season, but Toby's a touch of class. And I'll pick Toby all day, every day.
Here's the thing. I know Kurt Zuma's been amazing this season. I think he tops a lot of the defensive stats for this season. I'm sure he's got the most aerial duels, the most interceptions. No, not the most interceptions, the most tackles. A couple others that aren't on the top of my head right now, but Kurt Zuma's had an amazing season. But I also know there is no way you'll let me walk out with both centre backs.
No chance, absolutely no chance to let you walk out with both centre backs.
Yeah,
But Toby has been. I know just before he got injured against City, he's been unbelievable this season. He really has stepped up again after he had a tough season last season. And I think since Jose's come in, he really has gone back up to the levels we saw of Toby. And we know when he's up to those levels, he's definitely one of the best in the league. He's absolutely touch of class. And I think he's getting back to those levels.
Years. Even back from like the 15-16 days, I've rated Toby as a class defender. His reading and timing of tackles is impeccable.
Exactly. So that's why I know Zuma is coming on, and this is definitely Zuma's best season for Chelsea, 100%. I know that for sure. He's because I've never really rated him that highly up until this season, Zuma. And now I'm seeing a real centre back, and he's still what, 25. Zuma?
Yeah, it's more because Thiago Silva's next to him. You need someone with that calming influence next to you because Zuma is a bit shaky. I like him. He's got a great recovery tackle in him, but on the ball, we know he's a little bit sus. So, he's had an amazing season.
Yeah, but he's having a season, but I think Toby gets in there. So, all right, that back five is sorted. Now we get into midfield. We're going for a midfield 3. All right, so I'm guessing the DM position, you're going to have Kante there. And I'm gonna have Højbjerg there. And he's been so good. I honestly think this season, Højbjerg has been the best in the league. That's my opinion. I think he's been the best of defensive midfield in the league. I know Kante is going back to his levels because he had a bit of a dip, and now he's getting back to those levels. Am I right in saying that?
Definitely. Kante's had an amazing season. I think the way that our system plays also kind of protects him in that DM role because I've rated Kante, but I've always said for years I think he's more of a box-to-box centre mid over a DM. So I've also been surprised at how brilliant he's been since we moved him into that DM role as well. I know he's got the most interceptions in the league, definitely has the most tackles in the league as well. Højbjerg, again, I'm not going to throw any slander on him. He has been amazing for you guys this season, but same way I think N'Golo Kante's been just as important for us. So
I can't not have Højbjerg in there. 1 minute. If we just do as a midfield 3, who's your 3? Kante, Kovacic.
Our 3's Kante, Havertz, and Mount.
Havertz in your 3.
Kovacic.
Interesting. Kante, Havertz, and Mount. Our 3 at the moment is Højbjerg, Sissoko, and Ndombele. Do we not? Am I going to leave Havertz and Mount out there? Huh?
I'd be willing to give you Højbjerg, but I couldn't give you any of the other midfielders. That's the thing.
My 3 out of those 3 would be Højbjerg, Kante, and Ndombele. That would be my 3. So, okay, so if we can agree on Højbjerg and Kante in there, in that 3, we'll have Kante in that box-to-box role, we'll have Højbjerg in the defensive role, then it's Ndombele up against Havertz. Now, I think Ndombele has been a revelation this season. Absolute revelation. I know Havertz has made a decent start. I don't think he's kind of exploded just yet. And I know it's only early days. But I think anyone who knows football can see the quality Havertz has on the pitch. I can see that. No doubt about it. I think Ndombele, though, is something extra special in that central midfield. I really do. And I'm waiting for Havertz to kind of get to that level. And I'm certain he'll reach it. But I just think at the moment Ndombele is ahead of him. I really do. I think every time he's been on the pitch this season, Ndombele, you can't get near him. You absolutely can't get near him. And he's dominating. I think so. I really think so. I think Mourinho's finally got into him, and I think you saw against City, he was running rings around Rodri. Absolutely running rings around Rodri. Rodri had no chance, didn't know how to deal with him. And I really think he's in midfield, in that position, in that kind of in the centre mid. It's hard to get near Ndombele at the moment.
Okay, if it's ability, I feel like I'll go Kai Havertz. If it's form, I'm more willing to concede it because Kai Havertz started a bit slowly. We were playing him on the right for a period. He's just come back from self-isolating now as well. So I could understand because Ndombele's probably had a better run of games. Form, I'd give it. Ability, now I think Kai Havertz is levels above.
He's not levels above. I think Ndombele in the league, in terms of dribbling, in terms of his passing and vision, I know Havertz clearly has a better output in terms of goals and assists and that kind of stuff. But in terms of influence on a football pitch and not being kind of anonymous, I honestly think Ndombele is ahead. I really believe that in terms of ability. I've never seen I think this guy's even better than Moussa Dembele, our old centre mid, in terms of the way Moussa Dembele would able to glide past players and people wouldn't be able to touch him. I think Ndombele is even better than that. That's how good I'm saying this guy is.
Yeah, with Havertz, he's been at his best for us when he's been as a ball progressor. He's usually at his best as a number 10, but we've had our own issues with the 4-2-3-1 that hasn't really involved his area of the pitch. So we've moved into 4-3-3, which has pulled him a bit further away from the attacking third, but in that midfield third, he's still been excellent for us as well. I don't know, cause I can't really justify Havertz dropping out unless it's on form. Other than that, I think on ability, I still put him up there.
I think literally on ability, Ndombele you could make an argument he's like one of the top 5 in the league on ability. I really believe he's that good, and he's been that. I think he's been that good for us so far. I mean, look, I understand Kai Havertz is a big money signing. He completely smashed out in the Bundesliga, like serious numbers there. He's been good since he came to the Premier League, and you would say that on ability, you could argue you could maybe argue he's better than Ndombele, but I think Ndombele is showing it more right now than Havertz. It's a difficult one. It's difficult. I'm going to obviously you'd put Havertz, I would put Ndombele. It's difficult. We needed like a tiebreaker, but I'm going to put Ndombele in there. Because I just think he's been that good. I didn't even touch on Lo Celso, but he's just been a bit in and out of injury at the moment, so I can't really argue Lo Celso. I just think Ndombele's been probably top 5 centre mids in the league this season. He's been that seriously good.
Fair play, your channel. I know how it works. It's cool.
It's what it is. All right, now the front 3. This is going to be tricky. I mean, obviously, up front, I'm putting Harry Kane in there because he's been the best player in Europe, I think, this season.
That's cool. Like, I'll be real, when it comes to front 3, I only really want one spot. You can have the other 2, that's fine.
You only want one spot, so I'm picking Kane and Son.
We have the most goals in the Premier League, but
by one.
I can't really ignore Son and Kane's form. They've both been amazing this season, so I'm fine with both those spots. But I want one for Timo Werner still.
You want Werner on the right-hand side?
Oh, right or left, whichever one you prefer, but you can have the other 2.
Fair, but what do you make of Werner so far? Because obviously he's scored quite a few goals. He's missed quite a few chances, which people seem to ridicule him for. But for my opinion, as long as he's like getting those chances, what you don't want is a striker like, say, I know it's not comparable really, but like, say, like a big money signing like Soldado, right? He came from Spain for Spurs. Like, he came and it wasn't a case of him missing chances. He wasn't even getting the chances. That was the big issue. He was just going through games completely anonymous. At least someone like Timo Werner is very early on in his Spurs career, Chelsea career, still adjusting to the Premier League, and he's getting in those positions and getting the movement and the chances, and he's there to miss them, and it's only a matter of time before the finishing comes, and it is starting to come for him, I feel.
That's the thing with Werner. Like, even if he isn't scoring, he's always involved with the play. If he isn't getting a goal, he's more likely he's got one of the assists, or maybe he's won the penalty for one of the goals. But regardless, he always finds a way to get himself involved. Yeah, he is at his best when you give him that space in behind to run into. But if he doesn't have that space, it doesn't mean he just goes for the rest of the game. He'll drop deep a little bit more. He'll get very involved with the build-up play, try and set up for somebody else. And if he does find that bit of space, I think when he's confident, he definitely finds the back of the net. He's been pretty clinical for us throughout the midpoint of the season until after the international break. I don't know what happened in those 2 weeks with Germany. We all know the 6-0 spanking by Spain. But I don't know what happened, but we've had a completely different Timo Werner since he's come back. I think Frank Lampard doesn't have too much work to get his confidence back up, but it's still a job that needs to be done. I'm hoping big game, London derby against you guys, the perfect time to get his goal tally back up. But yeah, he hasn't been the same Timo Werner over the last week. I can see that.
Yeah, I mean, the great thing about Werner is that he's so versatile as well. Can play up front, on the left. He's equally adept at over both positions as well, and I'm a big fan of him, and I think it's only a matter of time before he really starts smashing it out. Although he's still shown quite a bit since he's come to Chelsea. I'm not saying he's been a flop or by any stretch of the imagination. It's just, exactly, because when he was at Leipzig, he's banging 25, 30 goals, and everyone expects that to happen at Chelsea, and it probably will, but it just needs a bit of time. But all right, so that front 3, Son, Kane, and Timo Werner. No Ziyech, no Pulisic.
I love Ziyech, but he's only been playing for the last 3 games, so I can't really push for him more than Timo Werner. Even though he's probably had the better quality performances, he hasn't had it for long enough. Pulisic as well, been in and out the squad all season through injury, so I can't really push for him too much. And Tammy Abraham, good, but I would push for Werner over him. And also, I can't really push for anyone up front over Kane right now, so nah.
I'm just happy we're not doing an 18-man squad because I'm not sure I'd get many players on the bench.
Nah. That comes in, and that's where Chelsea's at their best.
That's true. Although our depth, I think, is underrated. You still got Gareth Bale. I didn't even mention him, but I don't think he gets it at the moment in front of Timo Werner, unfortunately. Obviously, on ability, we did say on ability, and on ability, I could argue it. But I think when you're saying over the past 4 years who's been a better player, you have to say Werner. I can't deny that. As much as I love Gareth Bale, and I know how much ability he has. You know, he's been on the periphery at Real Madrid, so he needs to. And since he's come to Spurs, he hasn't exactly smashed it out. So I can't exactly put Bale in there as much as I'd love to. Maybe we'll see on the away game.
He's coming in slowly. He's like Havertz to me. Havertz, I know, is going to turn up more towards the second half of the season. Same thing with Gareth Bale.
Might be if we do a combined 11 later on the season, it might be different. And lastly, we'll have to go for the manager, Jose or Frank. Who's going to manage his team? It has to be Jose. Trophy Mourinho, as expressions used to say.
I like Jose. I'm not going to say too much about him, but I also like what Frank Lampard's doing at Chelsea. And there's been a couple rocky periods, but for the most part, it's been solid. And Frank Lampard's been doing what's been asked of him. I think he's shown how versatile he can be this season, and especially in periods like last season, because we like switching between the 4 at the back. And if we were facing a team that we thought we were going to struggle against, with like you lot, for example, we switched to 5 at the back and we had good performances through that as well. This season as well, we've had the 4-2-3-1 at various periods. We've had the 4-3-3 with Kai Havertz as a centre forward and Timo Werner off the left. Now we have the 4-3-3 with Tammy Abraham up front and Werner still coming off the left. There's still plenty of selection headaches to do, but Frank Lampard's got the team working perfectly. He's found a style of play that suits the best of our players, the best of their abilities. And another thing as well is talent ID. Every single player he's looked for, even if we haven't necessarily agreed with it, like the Ben Chilwell transfer, for example, every single transfer he's pulled off has been excellent for us. So I'm going to have to go for Frank Lampard.
You're saying Lampard's better than Mourinho as a manager?
Not overall. If we're going to do it as overall, then yeah, I'm sorry, Jose Mourinho has to run off with it. But
even if we're basing it just on the last 2 seasons, and you're saying Lampard's done a better job than Jose, because Jose took over the team in a complete mess, let's be honest. At least Chelsea were Europa League winners. They finished 3rd. I know they had a transfer ban. I know they had look, you had no Eden Hazard a transfer ban, fair enough, but you had signed Pulisic previously for 50 million who hadn't played a game yet, so he was yet to come in. So that was kind of one signing he had for a big money
we only had a lot of Pulisic post-lockdown. He was very injury-prone until then.
But the way I think Jose has made us potential title challengers in one transfer window, and the way he's managing the squad, managing the team, I think, and the way he's managing games as well, I think he's done an absolute phenomenal job. And I know Lampard's doing well at the moment, but Jose, I think, has got this camaraderie at Spurs going, and I think that he's got this siege mentality that's kind of Tottenham against the world, and that's where Jose's at his best. And I think we're seeing the best of Jose Mourinho yet again. And I think he's instilled this belief in the squad that we're actually going to win something this season. And the way he's taken Kane, who no one thought Kane had more levels to him, and we're seeing now Kane has even more levels than even we thought. And to do that, to unlock that out of a player like Harry Kane is just second to none. And we yet to see that from Lampard just yet.
I feel, and it's the same thing for both managers right now. You can't really say too much about what they've done in the club until this season's over. Because I think for Jose Mourinho, he's done an amazing job with Tottenham, but also same way, it's been a bit predictable. Like, I'll be real, I called this since the moment Jose joined. I thought your first season was going to be a bit iffy, but second season was going to be the way you'd really see Tottenham. And look at what's happening now. So right now, it does, if I'm going to give him any bit of slander, it does feel a bit like same old Jose. I want to see it work as a long-term project. I think that's been his biggest weakness as a manager. Frank Lampard as well, like, there's not really much to go off with him as well. You're trying to see the potential, but I am seeing the potential with Frank Lampard. He isn't giving me anything to worry about as him being our long-term manager. So I've got to go for Frank Lampard. You already know it. You already know I've got to have that little bit of
Lampard.
about me.
You say same old Jose like it's a bad thing. This is a guy who's won 3 Premier League titles. He's won a Serie A, La Liga, 2 Champions Leagues, 2 Europa Leagues. I wouldn't mind same old Jose.
Not a bad thing, especially for you guys, because not gonna lie, you lot really just want trophies at this point. And
Definitely.
Jose Mourinho is a trophy hauler, so that's perfect for you guys. But you lot also want a long-term project. You lot don't want to just win the title and then be back at 6th place in the next year or 2, because then what's really changed except you've actually had that title for once. You want something long-term. And I think that's what Jose Mourinho wants as well. He doesn't want to be gone in 3 seasons as well. But if he is going to really prove himself to be one of the best at all time, he is going to want to have that long-term project that's a successful project. So, yeah, it's still a bit of a waiting.
If Jose does win a league title at Tottenham, does he go down as the best manager of all time for you? If he manages to do that,
He's definitely up there. I think he's already up there.
he's already up there now. But I'm saying, does he?
That's a lot stronger.
That ends the debate between him and Pep. Surely that ends that debate between him and Pep if he wins a league at Tottenham.
I mean, it's a great argument against Pep. I love Guardiola. I ain't got too much negative to say about him, but he does love the perfect scenario for him, the perfect opportunity, and the perfect team to grow and succeed with. Jose Mourinho takes risks. That's why I like him. He came to a Chelsea side that was trying to get to the top, was close to need that final push. He gave us that final push. Went to a Manchester United side that was in decline, tried to work with them, but obviously issues behind the scenes, it didn't work out. And I was going to Tottenham as well. Underdogs in every sense of the word, and always get underrated, especially by rival fans. I'm one to put my hand on as well. Jose Mourinho absolutely loves where he's at right now because he knows no one's going to back Tottenham, even right now. But that works perfectly into his mindset. Us against them. That's Jose Mourinho all over.
Exactly. And so did you never really buy into this kind of narrative that he was finished after the United job and football had passed him by or anything like that?
Nah. No Jose too well. That United spell, I mean, the fact that he said finishing second with them was one of his biggest achievements, and you can see that United squad since he's left. Fact is, Jose spits facts every single time, and whether you like to hear it or not, if he gets a lot of stick, it's probably because it's not come out at the right time for a lot of people to hear it. But fact is, Jose knows exactly what he's talking about. He's looking at Manchester United right now with a little cheeky grin on his face. Like, I told every single one of you. So yeah, he's at a club now where I don't think they can have that arrogance about them. Manchester United, they can sit there and be like, yeah, we can do our own thing. We have 20 league titles. We have all of this. You lot, you want Jose to take you up there. The same way we want him to take you up there. So I think a lot of things are in the perfect position for him to succeed.
All right. Well, let's just run through that lineup again. Disputed lineup, but what I have at the moment. Lloris in goal. Reece James right back. Reguilon left back. Silva and Toby Alderweireld in centre-back, with a midfield three of Højbjerg, Kante and Ndombele, with Son, Kane and Werner up front. That's a serious team. And I know we're leaving some serious players out there like Ziyech, like Pulisic, like Lo Celso, and Chilwell. Some really good players. But I feel like both squads are quite even in terms of starting 11 and in terms of ability as well. I honestly think the difference between us and you guys this season could be Jose. I honestly think that he could provide the difference, but wait and see.
I always smell a Jose. I'm not going to say the word because I don't want to get you demonetized. I always smell some BS with Jose.
He's going to come and do some shithousery at Stamford Bridge. I'm looking forward to it. What's your prediction then for Sunday?
I've been saying the one thing I've been waiting for with Chelsea is a dominant performance against the top 6 side. So don't say it's me underestimating you guys, but I want a 2-0 win for Chelsea.
2-0. For me, basing it on how we performed against Man City, where I thought we were absolutely phenomenal. I can see a very similar performance on Sunday. I'm not saying it's going to be a 2-0 win or anything, but I reckon I'll take a draw in this game, and I think Spurs are definitely good enough to get a draw. And Jose loves, in these kind of big games, making sure we don't lose, and he's very good at that, especially when we're, when we're above you like we are at the moment. I know it's only by 2 points in his early doors, but he'll see that as a chance, definitely not to lose any ground. So I'm going to go for 1-1, but I'm looking forward to this game. It's definitely. I can't remember a time where we've played you when we've both been higher, because usually when we've been good, you've kind of had an off season.
Every time we do a combined 11 or a preview, I've never been confident. Never been confident. This is the first time I'm confident, and I locally am not confident as well because of how good you guys have been as well. But this is the first time I've got confidence in our side in ages. We've got a brilliant team of players around us. I'm
looking forward to this one. But anyway, Lewis, thank you for coming on the channel. Really, obviously, it's always good to speak to you. Go check him out on Blues Fans TV. Link will be in the description below. Like, subscribe, and comment if you like the content. And as always, come on, you Spurs.
Up the Chelsea.
No.